And welcome once again to Investor's Edge. I'm Gary Kaltbaum, your host. Hey, thanks for being with us today. Glad you're here, ladies and gentlemen. Happy that you were listening. I know what day it is. It's February 24th. It's Tuesday, 2026. Hope you're having a good day. The reason why I know it's February 24th, it would have been my parents' 69th anniversary. As you know, my father passed recently, my mother about a year before. And, I'm not up in the Northeast, but my brother sent me pictures from the cemetery. And there was like 6 feet of snow on the ground. I'm here in Florida. We had a cold day today, but it was like in the 50s. Anyway, that's how I know. I hope they're resting well and sitting in their chairs and watching they used to love watching the old movie channels and watch things like Casablanca and things like that, and I love watching it with them. Anyway, it would have been their 69th. Is their 69th? How's that? Hey, in case you don't know, this is serious talk on everything that affects you. We're going to do the State of the Union tonight. But you're going to have Gary's State of the Union also. My State of the Union is much more important than anything Donald Trump would say. We'll do the markets and the economy and your job and your industry and everything the Morlocks do to us. Everything that comes to mind. Everything. And if you don't get this radio show in your city, we'll post it at GaryK.com. We'll also post it on our X feed. And if you don't follow us on X, you should. And if you do email us, we just want you to be nice. Simple as that. So let me start out by saying Gary's State of the Union. Listen to me carefully, because you're not going to hear this tonight. You didn't hear it from Biden. What they do is they tell you how fantastic they are, how wonderful they are, all the great things that they do for us. And I'm here to let you know they ain't squat without us. Do you know that? We're the straw that stirs the drink, the people of the country, not them. We're the successes, they're the failures. How do we know this? You guys have a checkbook? You balancing it? You in massive debt? You in massive deficits? Are you lying to your family constantly? I bet you're not. You see, it's the 350 million of us, but I guess probably 150, 175, 200 go to work every day to do better for ourselves and our families. And unfortunately, you know what they are? They are the big headwinds. That's what they've been. And you may not know this, but every time they spend $1 deficit, it's a headwind on you. Do you know that? Do you know that they brought us to the point of 1 point something trillion of our dollars going towards interest? Do you know that? And it's far past Donald Trump telling us how it's wonderful, because he had 4 years from 16 to 20 and did nothing about it. And he's doing nothing about it now. Oh, wait, the tariffs. Oh, yeah, we're going to tax the hell out of the American people in business to pay down the deficit. Yeah, sure, thanks. So we're letting you know here, my State of the Union, I think we're doing fantastic. And of course, there's levels for each person, each family. But as a whole, we're doing fantastic. Do you know this country the people of this country the most generous on earth. I told you that story about the celebrity that just died. I forgot his name already because I never watched the show. You know what I'm talking about, right? They did a GoFundMe because they were out of bucks because he had Alzheimer's, ALS, and the bills were, I think it's up to $2.5 million, and it was like thousands of people even given $5. That's magnificent. That's so wonderful. Our technological advancements, our medical breakthroughs, and just so you know, I read up about these things every day, and I can tell you on the technology front, I don't understand half of them. But on the medical side, I can certainly understand where they're saying, dang, somebody who got this cancer 20 years ago had a lifespan of a year, and now it's 10. You remember AIDS, right? It was a death sentence. We're doing great. We're great success stories. They suck. They suck. 38 to 39 trillion, headed to 50 quickly, by the way. Says so. We have become nothing more than their piggy bank. And when they don't have enough money, screw it. We're just going to do massive freaking debt. We don't care. Oh, and we're going to make this something of peace, and we're just going to take $10 billion from taxpayers without any votes and do it to the board of peace. Great. So my State of the Union, I think we're doing pretty damn good. They suck. Every day now, what is it, 365 days a year? $6 billion is added to our debt every day. Did you know that? Did you know in the year 2000, our whole federal spending was $1.8 trillion? It is quadrupled. Do you know they used to fight over something called the debt ceiling? You know what a ceiling is, right? Look up. Look up. You know, Rue? There's a ceiling, right? You can't break through it, right? Well, they weren't supposed to break through it. Oh, now they tell us if they don't break through the debt ceiling, we're screwed. It's like the lying sacks on climate change. You got 10 years or else. We're 4.5 billion years old, but we got 10 years. I just found another video of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC, saying we got 6 years. So full of crap. So, we're going to be told tonight how great they are. Not how great we are. Oh, he's going to point out some people in the audience. The hockey team's going to be there. Fantastic. Love them. Let me tell you, if I get a hold of that team, I'm taking them to dinner. They're going to have some other people in the audience. I gather some heroes, some veterans. Great. But most of the time, they're going to tell us how great they are and why things are so fantastic because they're so great. And we're just trying to tell you here, if I was president, you know what I'd be saying? You guys are great. You know what we're going to do? We're going to lower your taxes. We're going to balance the budget. We're going to get rid of onerous regulations, and we're going to get the hell out of your way while we fight crime and secure the border, which, by the way, Donald Trump gets A++++++ on the border. For me, it is the second most important thing a president has done in the last 50 years. Donald Trump, number 2. Magnificence. And he should applaud himself tonight on that. You know who's number 1? Reagan. You know we had a crappy as hell economy before Reagan. because they were really insane in D.C. You know, we had like 20, 30 different tax brackets, and I think the highest rate was like 75, 80%. Reagan took it down, I believe down to 28%, and unleashed the economy. Unleashed the economy. Reagan was the last politician I really loved. That's how far back. Up next, we'll put a bow tie on this, get you to the markets. This is the one and only Investor's Edge. So, we're going to get this State of the Union tonight, and let me tell you how much fumbleitis President Trump has. As you know, we have stated the worst president we have ever had was Joe Biden. Ever. And we've had some bad ones. And I mention on several reasons why. First and foremost, on purpose open the border and putting us in harm's way, where the Homeland Security moron actually said on TV, yeah, we don't know where people are and who's here. He said that, the schmuck. And they did it on purpose. On purpose. And they were flying people into cities at 2 a.m, costing cities millions, if not billions of dollars, and creating havoc around the country. The worst ever. That was number one. Number two, he expanded massively the size and spending and debt and deficits of this government with that bullcrap bill. The affordable whatever, this, that, and the other thing. I forgot the name of the thing. It was just a lie. Absolute lie. His family's corruption and the pardoning of his family. Never said one damn word when Jewish students were being attacked by a bunch of scumbags on the colleges, to the point where they had to be threatened with dollars in order to do something about it. You don't see that happening anymore, do you? And of course, Afghanistan. For a party that cares so much about women, they're back in the dark age, the Afghani women, because of the Taliban now. Joe Biden, the worst ever. So President Trump takes over and does the second greatest thing a president's done in ages. And that is closing the border, saving lives. What a great move. No longer people are drowning through rivers and dying on the backs of trucks and 150-degree weather. No longer. We had a controlled border. Magnificent. And what does he do? He screws the damn thing up. He deports people and deports people and deports more people. After saying we're going after criminals, he's deporting 70-year-old men that have been here 45 years with families, that are grandpas, that have built businesses, paid taxes. Oh, but some of the MAGA people, but they're illegal. Screw that. It's called humanity. And voters, the people of this country a lot, have humanity. And that's why his poll numbers, believe it or not, on immigration suck. So when he goes out tonight to talk about what a great job he did with the border, he steps on his own feet because he cannot talk about what happened in Minnesota. I read a story today. They took a wife away from a man that they've been here for whatever years, and they're going to send her to Cuba? Two people that go to church and pray and had kids and work hard and pay taxes. Oh, but she never got her. Who gives a crap? We all have one life. You think he's going to earn votes? So I don't know what he's going to say about that tonight. He says he fights crime, and then he pardons a crap load of white-collar criminals. who we find out gave $1 million, $2 million to his campaign. Pure corruption. He says he's against the drugs, and I saw they knocked out another boat yesterday, but he pardoned the head of ex-head of Honduras who trafficked in 200 tons of cocaine. And they wonder why the independent vote has gone south like there's no tomorrow. And he's done such great things. It would have been so easy. And then there's the embellishment and the lies. Too numerous. I'm rooting for him, but I know what we're going to get tonight. It's going to be a lot of embellishment, a lot of BS. He's out today, the greatest economy ever with a 1.4% GDP. You know, Biden had some 3% GDPs, and Trump said we're in depression. Again, the independents that are not MAGA and not in love and just want the straight, he's losing them all. And they know it. So I'm in hopes tonight we get a pivot. Number one, don't put down anybody. Don't go after anybody. Don't blast anybody. Praise the country, praise the people in the audience. There are a bunch of moron doofus Democrats that are not showing up. Don't say a word. They look like morons. That is going to cost them votes. I don't care if the devil's up there. You still show up. Look what kind of morons they are. And you know what? Go watch the interviews of some of these hockey players, full of joy and praise of their competitors. I love that. Sportsmanship. My expectations are low. Hopefully, I get surprised. That is tonight. My State of the Union is, if they would just leave us the hell alone, we'd be 10 times better. We're great. They suck. And by the way, I'd say it to their face. I mean that. They are nothing but our headwind. We are nothing but their piggy bank. And it's getting tiresome. And I don't want to hear any more what they're going to do for us. We're doing for them. And that's my take. By the way, I expect no argument from any of you because you know I'm right. You know I'm right about all of this. Every single shred of it, I'm right. And the numbers, try fighting those numbers. Try fighting those numbers. I hear now it's going to be $1.2 trillion to interest this year. Our whole federal spending in 2000 was 1.8. Think about that. It's a crime. And we can't do anything about it. Again, I believe it's 9 o'clock tonight. I may be tweeting very sarcastically because that's what I only have left is sarcasm. All right, the markets, lots to say, and we'll get it all in by the close. I promise. This is the one and only Investor's Edge. You know, I'm going through some aftermarket, and you know what is amazing? I've got some software stocks that have crashed, and they're reporting earnings, and they're still going down. Wow. Workday is one of them. GoDaddy is another. Anyway, so we were down 800 and change yesterday, up 370 today. Let's see what happened today. IBM was up 6. That's about 40 Dow points. IBM was down 30-something yesterday on something about COBOL, C-O-B-O-L, and somebody being able to whatever. Up today, Apple up 5.5. Apple's been acting like a penny stock lately. Do you know it dropped $20 in 2 days? By the way, this is the second largest mega cap, and it is back up about Of that $20, it's back up 17 in a couple of days, 3 days. So that helped the Dow. Caterpillar helped the Dow about 70 Dow points. Been acting pretty darn good on 0% earnings growth, but it has an AI component. Goldman Sachs racked yesterday, hit a high of 932, closed at 892. It was up 10 today. And by the way, it moved like 40 points throughout the day. That's about 65 Dow points. Home Depot reported earnings, was up 7. Their earnings were down 13% and their revenues year over year were down 4. Those are not good numbers, but it was up. And United Health was down 8. That's about the only thing that was down. I think that kind of covers it. Ooh, some bounces in software. So Salesforce.com was up 7 in the Dow. It's only one problem. And we always tell you this. Be careful about bear market bounces, right? Salesforce.com just dropped from 270 to 178 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus weeks. So of course there'll be a bounce somewhere. And a lot of software stocks bounced today. And if they didn't, that's really bad news. Do you know Palantir was down today? Palo Alto Networks was down today. CrowdStrike was down today. Software bounced today. And there's some names that were down, which for me is actually amazing. And pretty much they're just bear market stocks. We'll let you know when we think the worst is over. All I can tell you is typically, and we're giving you the typically, and there's been nothing typical lately, how bottoms occur is it finds a place, stops going down, but you have to go up, retest, and the worst drop, the longer you have to retest before you turn up. That said, because a lot of this we're being told is news-driven, there's no rule that you can't get some nice little V-shapes out of this, little quicker moves up. Again, we'll let you know, but I would suggest that one-day bounce does not cure the ills of that. Also, as you know, we've had drops in insurance, truckers, brokerage stocks, some other stuff based on this supposed artificial intelligence. I can tell you the truckers were bouncing. They had a roughed up day today. The expediters, that was one of them, reported earnings. I guess the market didn't like it. Yeah, not good. Got trashed today for 7%. So I just be wary of that. Some of the brokers bounced. Ameriprise up 12 today, but it dropped 100. And that's what we mean by bounces. Down 100, up 12. And again, a lot of news driven. So we'll give it that shot because of news driven to do a little bit instead of the time and price, maybe sharper moves back to the upside if they want. Whether or not they go lower from here, I don't know. Let me state for the record, it's already been a big drop. Already been a big drop. Big drop. Amazingly, Bitcoin wasn't up today. Unreal. And amazingly, I saw another talk in his book today. Matter-of-factly, yeah, it's going $1 million. Something that's trading at 64,000 in a brutal bear market down almost 50% now, that's going to $1 million. Comes under the heading WT, and you know what the next letter is. I can't tell you how much that pisses me off. It's going to $1 million. That person who I know owns a ton of it is down almost 50% since October. That's going to $1 million. Which is only 14-fold. Because you know everything goes up 14-fold, right? Something that has no earnings, sales, product or services, it's just going to go up 14-fold. And somebody's going to pay $999,999.99 to make sure it goes to $1 million, right? Sure. You can tell how I feel about this, right? What else today? You had a pretty strong day in the building, construction, the data, the storage of the artificial intelligence stuff. There's been all this talk. The latest is Meta with AMD, that Meta's going to spend several $1 trillion. Let me see if I can find that number with Meta. The numbers that are being bandied about, I wonder how any of these companies going to make any money with what they are proposing. I'm looking for the number. 100 billion maybe? Sure. Yeah, we're just going to spend 100 billion on chips. Because we know we're going to make $100 billion and $1 because of it. And again, I'm not saying they won't, but we've already seen what has happened to some companies that have announced gargantuan spending or contracts or promise, whatever you want to call it. We'll be paying attention. I also have to mention big name SanDisk, a short seller outfit, put out something that says they are short because whatever. You could go look it up. It's called Citron Research, CITRON. I guess you can go on the site. It's free, and you can read about it. We'll see. It was down $29 today, it looks like, but the stock went up like several billion in the recent past. So decent amount of jello moving on the plate today. 370 of 800 Dow points. The NASDAQ almost got back what it lost yesterday. But as you know, the NASDAQ remains below the 50-day moving average and has done nothing for over 4 months. Same for the NASDAQ 100. Same for the S&P, which was up 52 today. And there's a little bit of your story. Bond market continues to be nice. Oil prices are getting a little elevated, and I can promise you in a few days, prices are going up at the pump. And by the way, that's another thing. I saw a Trump campaign guy today say $2 oil across the country. No, the average is $2.90. Dumbass. That's what I hate about these people. Got to call them on the carpet like every freaking day. Amazing. Average is about $2.85, $2.95 around the country. And there are some things down at $2, and I heard like in Idaho or something. You can say that, but stop the BS. I paid what I paid today. I paid $3, $3.10 for the middle gas, whatever you call that. That's about right. And of course, if you're in California, they screw you. If you're in Hawaii, you pay more because you gotta transport all that oil there, and that has a cost. But the guy who runs California just sucks. He's the worst. And he may be the next president because we're all insane. Hey, up next, more on the markets, and then we're gone. This is the one only Investor's Edge. What else? Oh, speaking of Rush, they just announced, as you know, I'm going to go see him a few times here in the States. They just announced a South American, a bunch of dates, and Europe, a bunch of dates in 27. So your handsome and buffed host Gary will be going to Europe, and what I'm going to do is just go to about 3 or 4 dates in Europe. That's going to be excellent. I think they're playing Amsterdam. I think I saw Paris, maybe Brussels. Those would be perfect because those three are real close. And you can take trains. Brussels to Amsterdam, Paris. Yeah, trains. I think those three were on there. I'm not going to go. By the way, just so you know, I've never been to South America. I have never stepped foot in South America. And I'm certainly not stepping foot into Mexico again, at least right now. I mean, what the hell's going on there? Holy crap. Dang. They knock out the head of one of the cartels, and the cartels go nuts. Anyway, that'd be Mexico. I'm very impressed with the gold miners. Very much outperforming the metal. Good day for the gold miners today. We'll see what happens tomorrow. And gold was down a bunch today. And silver was down. I consider those normal pullbacks. By the way, in case you don't know, the NASDAQ is still down almost 2% this year. The S&P is flat. The small and mid caps are better. And do you know that South Korea is up 40% this year? The ETF at least. And why? Because it is laden with some of the things from there. A few technology names. Unbelievable. And I never used to play foreign markets, and I've never had to. Foreign markets have underperformed us by huge margins. There are some foreign markets right now that are just breaking above their 2006, 2007 highs. So they are now on my screen. And I am paying attention to them, knowing though they are less liquid. And if I do decide to play, I got to be on my toes. You know what you have with foreign markets? Some of them at least now. You got government risk. I don't think I'll ever play China again. I think there's too much government risk. I'm not playing any Russian stocks. My problem with China, I still remember when China told their education companies, symbols TAL and EDU, they shouldn't have profits, and they both dropped 90%. And then they changed their minds. So we'll see. But as I mentioned, gold, silver. Silver much weaker than the gold right now. But silver definitely a higher beta. That means it moves a lot quicker up and down versus gold. So if it gets going, it can get going. But without a doubt, gold is much stronger at this juncture. And I keep getting asked, Gary, do you think the Bitcoin is weak because gold is strong and that money? Yeah, I do. That's part of it. I don't care about other reasons because I really don't know. Just remember what we've said to you about Bitcoin going up or down. No sales, no earnings, no profits, no product, no services, no offices, no employees. And nobody can tell me what the fundamental backing is. And I told you, they had some macha on TV, and they were asked about what's the fundamental backing, and he said, because there's a limited supply. And let me just state for you, that is such a doofus answer, but it tells you that's the only answer, and that's not going to be good enough if it decides to drop another 50% from here. So you're welcome if you listened, especially on the micro strategy, because that dude's insane. I've never seen anybody's stock drop 75, 80%, and he goes on TV and says, well, if it drops another, I'm cool. I think Bitcoin's at 64,000. He said, yeah, we're cool if it goes. He said something to the effect of, we're covered if it goes down to 8,000. No, he said that. Do you realize if it went to 8,000, it's over? I mean, the dude's a yutz. And I'd say it to his face. Imagine, he should be fired as CEO. Any CEO that says something like that, oh, if it drops 90% from the highs, we're good. What? What? Welcome to corporate America and some of the maniacs on corporate America. The opposite of a Warren Buffett. It's the best way I can put it. Anything else sticking out? I think I covered all. Some of the mega caps bounced today. I told you AMD up 17. They had some deal with Meta. Meta's going to spend all kinds of money on their chips, but Broadcom no. So Broadcom was down. Microsoft was up 3 and change, but that's still down $170 from the highs. Meta, Tesla was up 9, but Tesla's down $100 from the highs. I will say this about Tesla. That 390 to 400 looks like real good support. A break below there and get the life raft. Looks like that's going to hold for now. But even Tesla, last 4 quarters earnings, down 40, down 23, down 31, down 17. Sales down 3 of the last 4 quarters. And the comparisons in places around the world, and they're getting their butts beat by the China electric vehicle. So, enjoy the State of the Union. My State of the Union's more important. That's at 9 p.m. tonight. Check it out at Fox News. So enjoy. You have a great evening. Drive carefully. And when you get home, do like we do. Make sure you hug your family, hug your children. They will feel better. You will feel better, I promise. Stay well, be well. Always appreciate you joining us. Have a good one. Good night.